Cats are absolute masters at hiding physical suffering, and nowhere is this more true or more dangerous than when it comes to their urinary health. If you are a cat parent, there is a silent, life-threatening storm that could be building inside your cat's body right now without a single hiss, cry, or obvious complaint. You might see your cat visiting the litter box a little more frequently, scratching at the litter for an unusually long time, or taking a few extra seconds to strain before walking away. It looks like a minor inconvenience, maybe just a little stubbornness or a weird habit. But in veterinary emergency rooms across the world, those subtle behaviors are known as the early warning signals of a feline urinary tract blockage, one of the most painful, rapidly progressing, and fatal medical emergencies in domestic cats. A urinary blockage occurs when microscopic mineral crystals, mucus, or tiny bladder stones clump together and completely plug the narrow tube that carries urine out of your cat's bladder. Within just 24 hours of a complete blockage, toxic waste products like potassium and urea build up in their blood, forcing their kidneys into acute failure and sending their heart into deadly cardiac arrhythmias. Yet, despite how terrifying this condition is, the commercial pet food industry continues to sell moisture-deprived dry kibble that keeps our cats living in a state of chronic, severe dehydration. They cannot ask for a bowl of fresh water. They cannot tell you that their urethra feels like it is on fire, and they cannot fix their internal pH levels on their own. In this video, we are going to break down the exact biological mechanics behind feline urinary blockages, how to instantly spot the difference between a simple bladder infection and a fatal obstruction, and the 3 silent household triggers that actively destroy your cat's urinary tract. More importantly, we are going to reveal a simple, natural, $2 kitchen remedy, just one specific drop added directly to your cat's daily water that naturally dissolves microscopic urinary crystals, balances their bladder pH, and helps eliminate the risk of urinary blockages fast. But before you add this ingredient to their water bowl, you must know the exact drop-to-water ratio and the critical feeding mistake that can actually make their bladder inflammation twice as bad. We will reveal that exact ingredient and how to use it safely in just a few minutes. But first, we need to understand what is actually happening inside your cat's urinary system. To understand why a simple drop in their water bowl can save your cat's life, we have to look at the evolutionary biology of the domestic feline. Our domestic cats are the direct descendants of the African wildcat, a desert-dwelling predator that evolved over millions of years to extract almost all of their hydration directly from the raw prey they hunted. Because of this desert ancestry, cats have a naturally low thirst drive. Their brains simply do not trigger a strong desire to drink water from a bowl until their bodies are already dangerously dehydrated. When a cat eats a diet composed primarily of dry kibble, which contains less than 10% moisture, their body operates in a constant state of mild dehydration. To compensate, their kidneys concentrate their urine to an extreme degree. Highly concentrated urine becomes a breeding ground for microscopic minerals like struvite and calcium oxalate. As these minerals float around in stagnant, concentrated urine inside the bladder, they begin to bond together, forming sharp, microscopic crystals. Every time your cat attempts to urinate, these razor-sharp crystals scrape against the delicate lining of their bladder wall, causing intense inflammation, bleeding, and agonizing pain. Now, how can you tell if your cat is just being picky in the litter box or if they are developing a dangerous urinary obstruction? The secret lies in observing their posture, their vocalizations, and their grooming habits after leaving the litter box. A healthy cat enters the litter box, crouches comfortably, produces a steady stream of urine within a few seconds, and steps out without any drama. On the other hand, a cat dealing with severe urinary inflammation or an impending blockage will exhibit very distinct, urgent red flags. Pay close attention the next time your cat steps into the box. Do they squat low, strain repeatedly, and leave behind only a tiny, dime-sized drop of urine or nothing at all? Do they let out a low, mournful meow or cry while straining? Watch their behavior after they leave the box as well. A cat with an inflamed urinary tract will obsessively lick their genital area for minutes at a time in a desperate attempt to soothe the burning sensation. You may also notice them breaking their house training completely, peeing on soft bath mats, laundry piles, cool tile floors, or even in the bathtub. This is not bad behavior or spite. Your cat is associating the painful litter box with their suffering, so they seek out cool, smooth surfaces to try to ease the intense heat and pain in their lower abdomen. Understanding these subtle cues brings us directly to the three primary daily triggers that cause urinary crystals and fatal blockages in cats. The first and most destructive culprit is chronic dehydration, fueled by an all-dry kibble diet. Dry cat food was invented for human convenience, not feline biology. A natural prey diet consists of roughly 70 to 80% moisture. When a cat eats dry food exclusively, their urine becomes overly saturated with minerals, turning the bladder into a crystal-making factory. Without a constant flow of fresh fluid passing through the kidneys and bladder, those microscopic crystals cannot be flushed out. They settle at the bottom of the bladder, aggregate into sludge, and eventually form the deadly plug that blocks the urethra entirely. The second major trigger is an unstable, highly alkaline urine pH caused by cheap plant-based proteins in commercial foods. A cat's urinary tract is designed to function in a slightly acidic environment, with an optimal pH between 6.0 and 6.5. Cheap commercial cat foods often use heavy corn, wheat, soy, and plant protein concentrates to boost protein percentages. These plant-based ingredients shift your cat's urine pH from acidic to alkaline. When urine pH rises above 6.5, struvite crystals form at an alarming rate, multiplying into sharp clusters within a matter of days. The third, lesser-known cause is environmental stress and feline idiopathic cystitis. Cats possess an incredibly delicate central nervous system that is hypersensitive to changes in their environment. Routine changes, loud noises, a new pet, or even moving a piece of furniture can trigger a massive stress response in a cat. This stress causes their brain to release hormones that directly inflame the protective mucosal lining of their bladder. Once that lining breaks down, raw nerve endings are exposed to acidic waste, causing severe bladder spasms that constrict the urethra and trap crystals inside. Now that you understand the deadly mechanics behind urinary blockages and crystal formation, it is vital to know what you can actively do at home to flush their system and keep their urinary tract completely clear. This brings us to the miraculous, natural $2 kitchen remedy promised earlier, a simple, vet-backed liquid ingredient that naturally balances bladder pH, stimulates hydration, and prevents crystal formation before it ever starts. That secret ingredient is pure, raw, organic, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the mother, combined with a liquid bone broth hydration booster. While apple cider vinegar might sound surprisingly simple, its chemical effect on a cat's urinary environment is profound. Raw apple cider vinegar contains natural malic and acetic acids that act as mild, safe urinary acidifiers. When absorbed in microdoses, it gently lowers the pH of your cat's urine back into the optimal acidic range, creating an environment where struvite crystals simply cannot survive or bind together. It literally works to dissolve microscopic crystal sludge before it can aggregate into a dangerous blockage. Furthermore, raw apple cider vinegar possesses powerful natural antibacterial properties that help cleanse the bladder lining and calm tissue inflammation. However, because cats have an extraordinarily sharp sense of smell and taste, you can never put raw apple cider vinegar directly into their plain drinking water without diluting it heavily, as the strong scent will cause them to reject the water entirely. To prepare and administer this life-changing urinary remedy safely at home, you must follow a precise mixing ratio. Take 1 cup of fresh, filtered room temperature water or plain, unseasoned, sodium-free chicken bone broth. Add exactly 1 drop of pure, raw, organic apple cider vinegar into that full cup of liquid and stir it thoroughly. For the precise daily administration, offer this single drop infused liquid mixture to your cat daily alongside their normal food, or use a clean dropper to mix 2 to 3 milliliters of this diluted mixture into their wet food. The single drop diluted in a full cup of fluid provides the exact microdose of organic acids required to lower bladder pH without alerting their sensitive sense of taste or irritating their stomach lining. Consistency is the absolute key to success with this natural remedy. It is not a chemical drug that forces the body into an unnatural state. It is a dietary pH regulator that steadily keeps their urine in the safety zone day after day. Most cat parents who introduce this daily hydration routine notice their cats producing larger, healthier urine clumps in the litter box within just 48 hours, proving that their bladder is flushing out stagnant waste effectively. However, while this single-drop apple cider vinegar remedy works wonders for crystal prevention and mild bladder inflammation, you must know when to seek emergency care. If your cat is actively crying in pain, vomiting, lethargic, or straining repeatedly without producing a single drop of urine, their urethra may already be completely blocked. A complete blockage is an immediate, life-threatening emergency that cannot be treated at home with remedies. It requires an immediate visit to an emergency vet hospital to relieve the pressure mechanically. In addition to supplementing their hydration with this natural pH balancer, optimizing your cat's drinking setup plays a massive role in eliminating urinary blockage risks forever. First, toss out standard plastic water bowls. Plastic bowls harbor microscopic bacteria, absorb chemical odors, and leach synthetic compounds into the water that deter cats from drinking. Switch to high-quality stainless steel, ceramic, or glass bowls, and place multiple water stations away from their food bowl, as cats naturally prefer drinking water in locations separate from where they eat. Second, invest in a circulating pet water fountain. In the wild, cats instinctively avoid standing stagnant water because it often harbors dangerous parasites. A flowing water fountain appeals directly to their wild instincts, encouraging them to drink up to 50% more water every single day. That increased water intake keeps a steady stream of fluid passing through their bladder, washing away microscopic crystals before they ever get the chance to clump together. Third, make wet food the primary foundation of their daily diet. Even the highest quality dry kibble cannot provide the cellular hydration your cat needs. Transitioning your cat to a high moisture canned or fresh wet food diet instantly increases their daily water intake by hundreds of percent, ensuring their urine remains light, diluted, and crystal free for the rest of their life. Our cats rely on us completely to read their silent signals, protect them from hidden dangers, and give them the proper nutrition their bodies were designed to process. A slight change in their litter box routine might seem like a small detail, but to a vigilant cat parent, it is a crucial opportunity to step in and save their life. By understanding their unique desert biology, balancing their bladder pH, and keeping their system constantly hydrated, you can protect your cat from the horror of urinary blockages and ensure they live a long, happy, and painless life by your side. If you found this guide helpful and want to protect your cat from other silent health mistakes, click on the next video appearing on your screen right now to learn the secret warning signs your cat gives you before major health problems arise.